A man in Plymouth believes that sign showing his support for President Trump is the reason why vandals targeted his home. You could see they spray painted the words "racist coward" on his garage door. And they didn't stop there. They also spray painted his car. Outrage after the mayor of Harper Woods is heard making a statement that some have called racist. The governor's office is reporting an uptick in new coronavirus cases in every region of the state over the past 3 weeks. Well, you guys, this car was hit, that car was hit, that car, that car, that car, that car, that car, that car. I don't know if you're getting this. All the cars at this dealership were hit by vandals, and right now they're using garbage bags to cover up the damage. But when you come over here, you'll see they're still trying to clean up from this. I mean, take a look. You find glass over here, shattered glass all over the lot after vandals targeted more than 60 cars here. And the dealership owner said these cars are in great shape. They were all ready to be sold. And take a look, for example, that Malibu right there only has 3,000 miles on it, but you could tell the damage is done here too. You got one window, two windows, three windows over here as well. Now, this happened early Wednesday morning, and it was all caught on tape. Many voters are turning to absentee ballots this presidential election. But when a 94-year-old woman from Detroit who's staying with family in Chicago did not receive hers, she told her son, "Drive me to the Motor City." Some folks in the Grosse Pointe area are outraged after receiving an anonymous letter they say is harassing. And it's all because of their Black Lives Matter sign. Hi, Todd. Can I ask you some questions? Excuse me, Mr. Corser. Anything to say about the charges?
God bless you.
Excuse me, Mr. Corser. Well, Keenan, if you take a look behind me, you could see why they're saying that. You see those butane tanks right there? Those are just some that investigators pulled from inside of the home. Officials on the scene say the tanks may have been used for some sort of marijuana grow operation, but that is something they're still investigating. Now, if you take a look behind the tanks, you could see what's left after a home exploding and then bursting into flames. Firefighters still on the scene trying to put out some hot spots here. Now, we're told 2 young men were taken to the hospital. Listen to the dispatch call that came in around 12:30. Teachers are out here holding signs like this one: "Don't reopen schools until we're safe from COVID." Or that one: "VD must go now." They're speaking out against in-person classes for the start of the school year. And think about how much of a game changer this is. Knowing these results in 15 minutes instead of hours, sometimes even days, that could help stop the spread. And these test kits also identify infected patients before they show any signs of symptoms. The governor making some straightforward remarks at today's press conference, at times being critical at the federal response to the pandemic. A lot of folks are concerned that possibly the numbers are going to lead to another state shutdown. Is that something that we could possibly see? And with the Supreme Court's ruling against your executive powers, is that something that you would be able to do? It is neck and neck, with 85% of the precincts now reporting just updated. Again, too close to call a winner here in Michigan, but the numbers are looking as though President Trump is now leading with more than 24,000 votes. And Governor, you were on the short list of VP candidates before Kamala Harris was chosen. So let me ask you something we're all wondering. Would you accept a cabinet position in the Biden administration if offered? This is not easy. It was tough to control myself because of the wind. And it wasn't bad as long as I didn't look down. Oops, I looked down. And once it was over, I was happy to be back on the ground. I gotta kiss the ground. I'm so yes, thank you. Marvel has been on the hunt to look for new and more diverse characters, but they didn't have to go too far. Let's see what's happening in Dearborn. 4. That was more like a 2. This year's theme is Thank You Farmers. Wait a minute, you're not supposed to see this yet. It's a secret.
Our farmers have gone through a lot.
But they're trying to stay positive, hoping to sell out tickets to help keep the farm going. What was that? Yes, I was going to talk about the part where money helps pay for the food and care of the animals. Hold on to your horses.
goats. Hey guys, we are at Burritos Bistro in Grosse Pointe Woods. And don't forget the importance of connecting with viewers on social media platforms.
Not everybody is on social media. My friend John here doesn't do Facebook or Twitter, but it turns out Instagram saved his life thanks to a sharp-eyed doctor.
Before coming to Detroit, I was reporting at CBS Philadelphia for 3 years, covering major local and national news. Now take a look at the apartment building behind me. That's the home of the sister of the alleged Boston Marathon bombing suspect.
Well, Glenda, tears, lots of tears for Zach Morissette's family when we told them a suspect turned himself in here at this police department this afternoon. And as you can imagine, there are a lot of emotions for this family, and they have a lot of questions, especially since Zach survived cancer 3 times in his 26 years, only to die in a hit and run while he is on the job. His family wants to know why.
We lost a huge part of our family.
Rodney Morissette cannot hold back tears as he talks about losing his 26-year-old son, Zach. Zach was working on I-94 near 9 Mile Road when someone hit him and took off. He was on the job for about 6 months. Zach is the first road worker to be killed on a major highway in Michigan this year. Police say the driver hit him Monday afternoon just before rush hour and then sped off. Zach followed in his uncle's footsteps. Jim also worked at the Macomb County Road Commission until he retired 10 years ago. He says Zach's coworkers had only good things to say about his work ethic.
He's the first one in the morning, the first one out of the truck, the last one in the truck.
I don't know how you can do that and keep going.
We're told Zach had been fighting cancer since he was a child.
He battled his whole life to survive. And then it's gone a second.
And after surviving leukemia for a 3rd time, Rodney tells us Zach was looking forward to living his life to the fullest with his family and girlfriend by his side.
I wanted to get married, have a family. We started looking at houses, wanted to buy a house.
I'm going to say this again. Zach survived cancer 3 times in his 26 years, only to tragically die like this. And as his family wraps their head around that thought, they're getting ready to say their final goodbye. Zach's viewing will be held Friday, his funeral Saturday morning, just 19 days before he would have turned 27 years old.
We're hearing more and more stories from people who have recovered from the coronavirus. What we're learning is that many patients who are near death still have a long road ahead of them. This is Zahid. He's been in the hospital since March, finally getting out Friday with his wife by his side, who never gave up hope.
How's it feel to be a free man?
Zahid Raza is leaving the hospital and heading home, a place he has not seen since late March.
It's a miracle that I came back.
Which is why friends and family gave him a warm welcome.
Everybody was here cheering me up for survival.
You can hear Zahid is wheezing between sentences. That's an issue he's facing after beating COVID-19. And because of the virus, he also now has problems with his kidneys. Zahid went into Beaumont Hospital in Troy on March 30th because he couldn't breathe. One of his last memories there was hearing medical staff say they were using the last available ventilator on him.
God saved me because I was very lucky to have it.
For the next several weeks, Zahid was in a coma. And what was most stressful for his wife Hanan and 2 kids, they could not visit him due to pandemic restrictions. His wife of more than 30 years has never left his side until this. And she was devastated when she was told he's probably not going to survive.
Why you don't let him go? I said, what? You know, so that was a misery day for me.
Zahid says he has 0 underlying health issues. He turned 65 while in a coma. He was transferred to a specialty facility in Mount Clemens in June. That was the first time Hanan got to visit him since March.
Today, I'm going to see my husband after 71 days. I am so excited.
And that's when she told him how much time had passed.
I said, no way. And then I look at the date and I said, she said, you were in coma the whole time.
Zahid was then transferred to St. John Hospital in Detroit. And after 137 days to be exact, he got to go home. Now, there will still be doctor visits on a weekly basis, but he doesn't care, as long as he gets to be home with Hanan by his side.
I appreciate every minute of my life now.
And Zahid says he has to learn to walk and move his muscles again, but he's just thankful to be alive. He has now made the decision to retire to spend more time with his family. Zahid, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. I'm Syma Chowdhry for 7 Action News.